Hey guys, how are you all doing? This is my 10 worst films of 2013. I was actually surprised, making my list here to realize that there were 10 movies and even a few more that, I really didn't like that I thought were stupid. And I know there are a lot of movies on here that are going to be really unpopular for me to say that I thought were some of the worst of the year. And if you guys disagree, that's totally fine, and I'd love to hear what you think of these movies and your thoughts on why these films are not bad, or what films you do think are some of the worst that I don't have on here. But let me read off some of the movies that I didn't see this year that I'm hearing a lot of bad things about and should probably be on my list if I had seen them. And those movies are Sharknado, The Host, Grown Ups 2, R.I.P.D., Getaway. Getaway I should put on my list anyway because the trailer and the whole idea just looked really stupid. The Counselor and Walking with Dinosaurs. Didn't get to see any of those movies. And now my honorable mentions movies. These movies I didn't hate. Some of them I did. Others, some parts were enjoyable. But overall, I probably because of the ending, the way everything turned out, I just felt the movie as a whole was kind of stupid and pointless. Two Guns, Now You See Me, Red 2, and Iron Man 3, which I wanted so badly to be really high on my 10 worst movies list, but just being honest with myself, I couldn't do it. There were 10 movies that I thought were worse than Iron Man 3, but I really hated Iron Man 3. I only saw it once. I want to see it again, give it another chance, but God, I hated Iron Man 3. Okay, so my 10 worst movies. Number 10, The Hangover Part 3. I love the first Hangover, and I really enjoy the second one. And I know a lot of people hate the second one, but I really like the first two, and I was pretty excited for the third one. It was just terrible. There was no hangover in it, and just the whole movie, I rarely laughed. I think I might have giggled at one point, but I just thought it was not funny. I thought the direction they took the plot was just really kind of, I couldn't understand why they did it this way. It centered too much on Chow, and I just thought it was just, the movie felt very crowded, like they were just putting way too much into the plot, going from place to place when it could have just been a lot simpler, and just not funny overall. Like I said, I really didn't find much that was humorous about this film. So The Hangover Part 3, number 10 on my list. Number 9, this is going to be one that will be really unpopular, but that's Mama. I know a lot of people really like this movie. From what I remember, I watched it several months ago. I can't remember it too well, but I remember, how I felt about it. The beginning, I enjoyed. I thought it was a cool concept. The trailer kind of looked cool. But as the movie went on, I just felt there was no plot advancement, and the ending I thought was really stupid. I'm not going to give it away, but I hated it, and I thought it just made the whole movie really pointless, especially as a horror movie. It was not scary at all. I just thought Mama was a really dumb, stupid movie. The ending really kind of reinforced that. Number 8 is Disney's Planes. I really go into every Disney movie really trying to enjoy it, but this movie was just cheap. Almost an exact copycat of Cars. There's a twist in the movie that reminded me very much of the twist in Cars, and Cars is not a movie that I even remember too well. I saw it once and didn't like it that much. But the movie just felt very cheap. It was a very simple plot, yet it didn't have that emotional element that, I thought was pretty surprising, that for how simple a plot and, the story, it was one of those stories that you could really easily get behind and root for the main character. I didn't feel that emotional connection to it. Thought it was boring, cheap. I didn't even like the animation. I thought the animation was pretty cheap. The colors looked washed out and kind of faded. And overall, just a very bad Disney movie. And if you love Disney movies, I felt that this movie just left a really bad taste in my mouth. So Planes is number 8. Number 7, White House Down. This movie sucked. This movie was so stupid. I can't believe that, they put this movie out just a few months after Olympus Has Fallen, which was actually a really enjoyable movie, a really cool action film. And they put this out, which was almost just like an exact replica of it. I hated Channing Tatum in this movie. I think Channing Tatum, he's had a few good roles that, I could respect and appreciate. I thought he was terrible in this. He was trying to play this father figure, this kind of family man. And he has that kind of hip hop accent that he really utilized in this film, and just came off terribly. Hated Tatum in this movie, and the action was so forgettable. Like Olympus Has Fallen, I could really buy Gerard Butler as an action hero, and I can remember some of the action scenes. But this movie, there were several fight scenes with Channing Tatum, but I can't remember any of them because the choreography was just bad and forgettable. By the end of the movie, I still felt like I hadn't even seen Channing Tatum get in a fight or get in a shootout. And Jamie Foxx as the president, I thought was just stupid. But White House Down, just a very dumb movie. Number 6, a movie that I really wanted to like, and the first time actually only saw it once, but when I saw it in theaters, I was really disappointed by it, but, I thought it was acceptable, but just months later thinking about it, you really realize how bad it was, and that's A Good Day to Die Hard. I'm a big fan of the Die Hard films. I really even enjoyed the 4th one, but this was just terrible. It has a plot that nobody could understand, a very confusing, stupid, meaningless plot, terrible villains. The action felt very cheap, very forced, just had cash grab written all over it, totally uninteresting story. As you've probably heard, if you haven't seen the movie, John McClane doesn't even get in a fist fight in here. He just, grabs a few guns here and there and fires off some rounds. Very forgettable action. Just dumb. And yeah, it was a really bad movie. And number 5, another action movie, Bullet to the Head. This movie sucked. Sylvester Stallone kind of redeemed himself with Escape Plan this year, but I was excited for Bullet to the Head. I like Sylvester Stallone, a classic action hero, but this movie sucked. Another one of those movies, just a very pointless, stupid plot. Very confusing also. I didn't know, they try to explain the backstory of Sylvester Stallone's character, and, I could never understand or figure out who he was, what his background was. The action, again, just felt very forced, had cash grab written on it. The way I remember this movie is just Sylvester Stallone, drinking some beer, drinking some alcohol, and getting in a few fist fights. That's about it. Really bland, terrible movie, Bullet to the Head. Number 4, Paranoia. This movie sucked. It was terrible. Very boring. But the worst part about this movie was the trailer. Oh my god. The trailer gave away literally everything in the film, and I'm not exaggerating one bit. The whole twist, the whole climax of the movie is in the trailer, literally. I watched the movie, and I was about an hour and 30 minutes into it, and I was thinking to myself, well, when's that twist coming? I know it's coming because I saw it in the trailer. It still hasn't happened yet. Am I going crazy? And then that twist happens in the movie, and you think, okay, well now we're gonna get to see, what they actually wanted to get us to see this movie for. How are they gonna deal with this new revealed plot twist? But then the movie ends 5 minutes later. And it's just like, oh my god, what were these people doing when they put out the trailer? Literally, I'm not joking. The whole first hour and a half of the movie, every important major plot point is in the trailer. I've never seen that before. And then the movie ends 5 minutes later. I don't get it. Number 3, probably the most controversial movie on my list here, but I really liked it for about the first 5 minutes. Thought it had a cool feel, cool tone going for it, but it was just dreadful to get through the rest of it, and that's the Evil Dead remake. I like the first one, cheesy, classic horror film, really gory. The second one, big step down from the first, I felt. Didn't enjoy it as much. Like I said, about the first 5-10 minutes of this movie, I was getting into it. But then, oh my god, it's just a gore fest. And if that's what you like, I'm not going to question your taste. I don't care about that. I don't want to sit through an hour of just gore, and that's all that the movie has to offer. They try to, go a different direction with the plot. They try to give a backstory to it, different from the first films, but it didn't work. It really didn't. I didn't care about the backstory. It was just a gore fest. It was just really terrible, very dreadful. Only an hour and maybe 25 minutes long, but I hated it. At about 30 or 40 minutes, I was really, wanting the end to come very soon. I thought it was a pretty bad movie and a really pointless remake. Number 2, Percy Jackson, Sea of Monsters. There's no point in explaining why this is on my list of the worst films, but if you haven't seen this film or the first one, I'll just tell you to watch the first movie, and hopefully after that you can understand. These movies are just bland, cheap, stupid. Just one of those movies that you don't care about the plot or anything else about the movie. Really bad. Just meaningless. You can't care about anything in it. I saw this movie for free, by the way. Had a free ticket that came with a Blu-ray I bought to go see this, and I hated it. Percy Jackson, Sea of Monsters. First one was really bad as well, and there's no point in comparing the two movies. They're just both really stupid. And number 1, a movie that I can't understand why some people have this in their best movies of the year list. A movie that I just hated. Maybe I didn't understand it, although I feel I did. It's probably just, one of those differences in taste, but I hated this movie, and This Is the End. Another movie I saw for free, had a free ticket, and I really wanted to leave the theater. Probably after about 15 or 20 minutes. Going into this movie, understanding what it was, just, a really stupid movie filled with these, comedic actors who, a lot of them, really don't have much talent acting. Understanding that, seeing it for free, I still hated this thing. I thought it was just dreadful. I didn't think it was funny. I didn't. These guys being stuck in the house, doing things that I just can't even remember. Trying to think of remember the movie. They were stuck in that house for probably an hour or so, and then they try to do something different at the end. I just thought the whole thing was terribly stupid and dreadfully boring. And I think I giggled once in the movie, and that was it. Just not funny to me. Really stupid. Even understanding that it was a stupid movie, I still felt it was stupid. And I don't understand why. I don't really understand why some people enjoyed this movie and put it in their 10 best movies of the year list, and then they hate movie 43, because at least to me, This Is the End and movie 43, really going for the same kind of thing. Just a stupid movie. Don't try to make sense of it. Just try to have a laugh when you see it. And I enjoyed movie 43, but everyone hates movie 43 and they like This Is the End. I'm not trying to offend anyone, but just the way I see it, I really hated this movie. I enjoyed movie 43, and they were going for similar things, I thought. And I just thought movie 43 was a lot more enjoyable as a comedy, a lot more humorous, and This Is the End just painfully not funny and boring. So that's my worst movie of the year. So yeah, that's my 10 worst movies of 2013. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sure a lot of you will disagree with some of the movies I have on here, and if you want to have a conversation about it, feel free to leave a comment. But thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out my 10 best movies of 2013, and I also plan to do top 10 best and worst movies of 2012, since I didn't get a chance to do that last year. But thanks a lot for watching, guys. Oh, and also I'm going to be doing a video for my most anticipated movies of 2014. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Please like the video, comment, and subscribe. Take care, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.